Okay, so now what we need to do is take our note cards and add them to our outline. Your outline is located on the right side of your screen, and your note cards should be located here somewhere in the middle. The only piece to your outline that's already in is your thesis statement. My thesis statement is really broad. It's just for demonstration purposes. I wouldn't recommend it for anybody. But you can see here that I'm going to try to argue that the three biggest factors in the success of the civil rights movement are the Brown versus Board of Education Supreme Court case, Martin Luther King's protests, and the Montgomery bus boycott. Again, this is very broad, not a recommended thesis statement, but something we're just going to be using for demonstration purposes. So for example, this first one here, I would have to try to prove that this Supreme Court case was a huge factor in the success of the civil rights movement. So each of my points that I'm going to add to my outline will help to prove that these things are factors in the success of the civil rights movement. The first thing I need to do is click here where it says New Bullet and add bullets to my outline. I'm going to add an introduction bullet. I'm going to add a bullet about Brown versus the Board of Education. I'm going to add a bullet about MLK. And then I'm going to add a bullet about the Montgomery bus boycott. I'm going to delete that one. Now these bullets are just keywords right now. Eventually I will come back in, double click, and edit those and write out complete sentences. So for example, here on the Brown versus Board of Education bullet, I would write in something like, one of the defining factors of the civil rights movement was the Supreme Court case, Brown versus the Board of Education. And then my following sentences will come from my note cards that help prove that the Brown versus Board of Education Supreme Court case was a major factor. So let's start with this Montgomery bus boycott. I've got these laying out here separate, and I'm going to pull them over into my outline. And right now, they're just listed as main points here. But I really want them to be subpoints of the Montgomery bus boycott. So I'm going to take it and pull to the right so that it shows up as a subpoint. And let's say this second one here is actually a quote that I want to use to support my first subpoint. I can take it and pull it to the right, and eventually it will become a subpoint. Over here I have some MLK quotes, but they're grouped together. And so whenever I click to drag, it drags the whole thing. To change that, I'm going to click on the plus sign up here. It will open up the whole group, and then I can take them and put them where I need them. Again, if they go to the wrong place, I can just click and drag. They're very easy to use. Okay? Good luck!